last one, is going to eventually be, if not already is, balance. He's born with both life and death in him.
Well, Kaegro, we already know. That's my phone. Kaegro is very much the order.
That's what I was going to ask. So Kaegro's more order.
And Debbie is...
Should Debbie be chaos,
She is very much chaos.
Good.
Trying to emulate order and always failing a lot of the time.
What I want to do is I want to
and breaking down into a Ballard Stern rampage.
Ballard Stern. What I want to do is I want to do... first off, we need to come up with a better name than Debbie. Debbie is just a derogatory name that people call her.
It's a project name.
Yeah. But I want her to be born from the creche of chaos, so to speak. That is exactly the starter. Like, I see in my head a roiling darkness, a boiling pitch blackness, and just the ether of space. And then literally from the middle of it, this incredibly, horrendously beautiful, pale-skinned woman with, like, dark hair and claws and talons and tentacles for hair. Just coming out from the center of it, just like being born, so to speak, fully grown, as not an agent of chaos, but it's kind of like you remember North Boy, his starter, and Yoshida, his grandfather, in Neo Tokyo Unit 13. His starter was the Nail of Chaos, and that was just a cast-off remnant of chaos. Debbie is basically a way more darker, evil version of that. You know, and more powerful. She doesn't just have a nail. She's like the right testicle of chaos, whatever.
She's the uterus of chaos.
She's technically, literally, yes, the uterus of chaos. She was born as a brood mother, but she was only supposed to beget darkness and chaos in the name of chaos. Basically, not in the Generalist, but in Extreme Existence, the multiverse itself, the modern level. Now, do you remember what Extreme Existence is as a multiverse?
Kind of.
It starts way in the beginning, and it comes to right by now. So, at this point in time, actually, with you guys...
I know what Extreme Existence is.
It revolves around overpowers battling one another for, not supremacy, but just for survival at times.
Almost a Highlander-esque scenario.
Very much so, yeah. One overpowered can control all of existence. But the problem is, there's like 100,000 overpowered. It's kind of like what we were talking about before we started recording. How
insurance companies are making hand over fist in this arrangement.
Unit 13 insurance. But you remember that shit. All of you had that.
Of the Kaegro National Bank.
Brownstone, nigga. Brownstone. But it's one of those things where...
subsidiary of the Kaegro unit.
If each... It's kind of like what happens... what was I about to bring up? The idea of if everyone's special, no one is special.
Yeah.
If only one overpower can control all of existence and blink it out with a mere thought, then 100,000 of them battling one another for supremacy is the whole point of that. You know,
it gives them ADD, so they can't think about that concept.
Exactly, because they're constantly fighting. And there's three factions to be aware of in Extreme Existence: those who are fighting for existence, those who are fighting against existence, and then revisionists. Those who are fighting against existence are usually agents of non-existence, of the void that like, one of the things... Okay, I'm going to spoil this much. Atheist if the void could exist side by side with gods. If there was such a thing as no gods existing with gods side by side, that is what I'm describing here. And then you have the third group, which are revisionists. Now, I don't mind spoiling it here because probably nobody's going to really find this podcast for a while anyway, and probably don't even know what I'm talking about. Like, I highly doubt the fans of my book have linked it with this just yet. And the Generalist is canon. The Generalist and Neo Tokyo are both the most modern incarnations of Extreme Existence that I have right now. So, just saying. Like, you guys are literally the modern shit. So, at this point in time, 1,000 point Gnosis creatures, yeah, that's all well and good. But let me tell you about Primevals, 1,000.1. So, let's not forget that. Now, I did edit that out of the previous thing. That's because I revealed who was a 1,000.1. I don't want to do that here. I just mentioned that, yeah, there is no such thing as 1,001 Gnosis, but 1,000.1, that's a primeval. Now,
I was actually pondering on that with for Darius, that when we get to the actual roleplay of his section,
yeah,
and when he gets a very certain spell and they come across a growing overpowered, someone who hasn't hit that level,
yeah,
but using his specialty points or style points or whatever we're going to be using to augment certain spells for certain situations, like Vampiric Touch to siphon out their gnosis to him.
The thing is, when I start writing him into the series proper, he's gonna start weak as hell. But
no,
he's gonna be a survivor.
No, like through character development. Like when we get to that point and I unlock Vampiric Touch, I'm gonna burn those points and be like, I have an alternate version of the spell. Why? Okay, for detect magic, detect gnosis is an alternate.
Which I don't mind, and actually it makes sense considering the situation.
It's also going to give him a means to start getting those points as fast as he can, so he can be balanced, so he can emulate the balance and try and do what he feels that he needs to do in the universe.
As long as he doesn't go up against certain organizations, he'll be fine. Seriously though, certain organizations would, even as strong
he doesn't come from stupid people.
That is true. There's that too. And honestly, the world of Neo Los Angeles, the world itself, mind you, even though we follow a certain organization where they're overpowered and overpowered primeval, for the most part there are other overpowered to be aware of in this world. So and especially later on in Crush'em and in the Devil's Dance. The Devil's Dance, in fact, brings up the point that there are certain overpowered that you have to be aware of that are currently manipulating this entire game that you have to be aware of because, holy shit, they will kill you if you try to uncover that conspiracy.
And but for all we know, that's something that Craze could have found out. That might have been why.
Oh, no, that would have been... no, Craze is in Neo Tokyo. Neo Los Angeles, though, is where the Devil's Dance takes place. So most of this stuff is in Neo Los Angeles just because Neo Tokyo is so... It has Unit 13.
Yeah.
And Unit 13 is what's going to give spawn... what should spawn all of these different overpowers, you know what I mean? Each character that was involved with the new guard of the Unit 13, each of them are on the road to overpowered. But that in and of itself lends precedence for the fact that Darius can acquire overpowered status. But he's going to have to learn about it, he's going to have to navigate the traps getting to it, and he's going to have to survive and even have the luck.
Oh, like I said, all this is going to be you said, he's going to have to learn about it, and that's what's going to help him augment his spells later so he can end up going.
And Lord knows his start with coming through Chow's shop, being tossed through a window by the shop themselves. That's a good start to, that opens it up.
I mean, that alone is like, he's going to be like, okay, what the fuck did I end up in?
It's like, well, this is an adventure. But Debbie,
I have some money. I need to go ponder some shit. But if he sees somebody just gaining, has gnosis, that's going to be, he could be like, no, you're going to upset the balance. You don't need that gnosis.
So Debbie. Born from the crush of chaos, the bitter darkness. That was it. Of the bitter darkness. The crush of chaos and bitter darkness. So did Debbie come forth? I love how I'm trying to give it all like the Stygian Hyperborean fucking sound. And from the crush of chaos and bitter darkness comes Debbie.
We'll get to a name.
And she immediately took over Starbucks. Debbie, go forth and propagate darkness in this realm. Okay,
start in Dallas.
Start in Dallas. Apparently, start in Houston and fucking Puerto Rico. Poor people. Thoughts and prayers. Straight talk, though. So I like that starter. I like that origin. But you mentioned the looks. What do you think about that look? Her original look, mind you.
The only thought I had was for her modern look.
Oh yes. Because being born of chaos, she should be able to be shapeshifting easily anyway.
Yeah, but her, just like Kaegro, she's going to favor a more business savvy approach and
pantsuit or skirt. Or business dress.
Depends on situation.
Okay.
Honestly,
One thing I want to see.
It's all about dressing for the situation you're going into, so you will always have the upper hand, even if it's showing just way too much boob for the situation, to keep using any facsimile she can as an upper hand.
Titties! No, I understand. And she's technically a MILF too, so that's nice. G-MILF nonetheless. One thing I want to... now, I love doing shout-outs and homages. Got MILF. I love doing... MILF. Oh, God MILF.
Remember, Kaegro got bumped up.
Yeah, that's right. I do enjoy me some shout-outs and homages. And even though it's subtle and it's not like...
She would technically be an elder god in this situation.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. I would want her to
be... Kaegro's a higher god, that would make her an elder god.
Well, I would want her to be a rising force, or whatever it is, at least one level up above higher god.
Honestly, with her coming into your stories like this, I would make it more, instead of a rising force, a resurging force.
No. Remember, each level of Gnosis, that leads up to overpowered. Each one has a certain point value, and like 250, 500, 750, 1000, something like that. But it's like 150, 175, 100, and then so you get these jumps. In her case, I would want her to be 1 or 2 under an overpowered. There's several reasons why. One, Kaegro is a higher god, but because of his interaction with... and this has happened before, by the way, power-ups with other people's characters. I already have a precedence for that. For instance, Jude, for instance. Once again, Judas Maxwell, the FBI agent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but even more so, there is, in Extreme Existence Battle World, a game that I have yet to develop, but I've got written out pretty much, at least the characters. I need to write the storylines.
You
and
got
that's going to be exactly. And that one, I took another one of Ace's characters, and he became an overpowered. He became the Phoenix overpowered.
Hong Kong Phooey?
No. This is another one of his. No, that would be. I have it written
Tokyo.
down. No, this is Battle World. Oh no, totally different things. But anyway, so I took his character. I gave him reasons why he became overpowered, and I even hooked him up with one overpowered who you came across before, Six Gun Sal, who was the God Hammer, the God Slayer overpowered. Not that he even has that title. He's got a shit ton of titles and he doesn't care about any of them.
I can't remember when we.
It was post time skip. I think only 2 of you came across him, but he was lured. He was basically sent to this world by the Extreme Existence.
I don't think it was me then.
Oh, my bad. Well, Six Gun Sal is a cowboy with the biggest, most goddamnedest revolver, the cursed gun in all of the world, and that's technically okay. Six Gun Sal is okay. Some people may think that Frank is my Gary Stu, my stand-in, but he is not. I do have a legitimate stand-in, though, that is like all about Extreme Existence, the multiverse itself. It starts with JDW's rise, and then his fall, and then his rise again, and sometimes falls. But at one point in time in the main storyline, he gets split into 3 different men. JDW Prime, which is basically himself, but then there's 2 other characters. Kitty, who has the... No, 3. He does get split into 3 people. Excuse me, 4 people, technically. Kitty, who has the Planet Lover rune, the true rune of power, one of the true words of power. Six Gun Sal, who has the Epic rune. No, the Electric Runner. No, he did have the Epic rune because Jay has the Electric Runner rune still. So Six Gun Sal has the Epic Paradox, or has the Epic rune, which is like one of his strongest true runes anyway. One of the strongest known true runes. And that's actually the God Hammer. No one's even going to know about this by the time they've read the book. It's even a spoiler. 20 years from now, they'll be like, hey, you mentioned it then. Yeah, I did now, but 20 years from now, go read about it. But then you have Epic Paradox, who was the villain, the main antagonist for like 2 whole arcs of Extreme Existence. And he was the Epic Paradox given form because he is the Epic Rune, and yet the Epic Rune is also the God Hammer. That's the reason why the God Hammer is the only thing that can really fuck him up later on in that series. But Epic Paradox exists simply because JDW was using Epic to begin with. Epic creates paradoxes within reality. It fucks up causality completely to his will. So, but because of that, the more he used it, the more sentient it grew until Paradox showed up, kicked everybody's ass, and the Will of Existence split JDW shortly after the... No, the Will of Existence split JDW up at that time. Either way, Six Gun Sal, before he even reacquires his overpoweredness, is already a noteworthy God Slayer by the time he actually joins back into the series proper, and it's revealed that, oh yeah, you're a splinter of JDW. There you go. So yeah, so Six Gun Sal actually, and I like to go to him just because he is incredibly intimidating. The way he talks, the way he is, the way he looks, the fact that he's like constantly dirty, but like in a way that's like, you know, there's dirty people where it's like, oh, you poor thing. There's dirty people like, you look like
he's a dirty cowboy, not dirty hobo.
Exactly, but you remember the dirty hobo from the Hellraiser series? What did you wish, my master? Yeah, the fucking dirty hobo. Yeah, it's dirty like that. Like, he's an intimidating motherfucker. So he walks in, and plus he's got the biggest, most goddamnedest gun in all of existence. And you don't see a revolver this big. It's literally a fucking cannon, you know. And he's just like, bam, one-handed, you know. And he's got this thing where he actually grows like 4 more arms and shadow arms, and each of them has a shadow copy of the God Hammer, and he just like shoot a motherfucker like that. It's great stuff. So anyway,
it's great stuff.
So I'm just saying that Six Gun Sal showed up in it does show up in Neo Tokyo, but that was after the time skip. So probably you'll get access to him later on, and that was for people who wanted to improve their shooting anyway, because he is one of the best quick shots nonetheless, with the biggest gun in history ever in all of existence, mind you. Yeah, and that's just his natural shit.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think Alita might give him a bit of a run for his money.
Alita was good, but that was the subplot to Six Gun Sal's arc at the time.
I know.
So, but it'd be fun just to try it either way. It'll be fun when they start.
Back to Debbie. Not only that, and she actually has personal assistants with her at all times.
Oh.
Because she's a multi-headed person. Each one of her assistants is dressed in the color of that head.
Now, see, here's the thing. I don't mind going tentacles, but I don't know if we should go with the Tiamat route of multiple heads. I would say tentacles.